The ethics of the ILO deal. The governor insists he didn't do anything wrong following the AG's finding that he did interfere in awarding a contract to a favored company, just not illegally.
Well, in fact, the governor's trying to turn the tables on Peter Neronha, insisting he's the conflicted one. As the I-Team's Brian Crandall follows up for us tonight. Brian?
Gina Patrice, that back and forth between Governor Dan McKee and Attorney General Peter Neronha was the big local political news before the presidential election. The governor made claims of his own, so does he have a leg to stand on?
That there was no wrongdoing on my part.
Governor Dan McKee seized on the result, no criminal charges, from Attorney General Peter Neronha's investigation into the 2021 ILO school consulting contract. But Neronha, armed with a state police report, found McKee did influence and steer the contract to ILO, a newly formed company with ties to a McKee advisor. Messages show McKee was in contact with them before the bid went out, and then stepped in when a state bid team was set to go with another vendor.
None of that should be happening.
John Marion heads government watchdog and ethics group Common Cause.
I don't think what was done was right. If it ultimately is legal, then probably we need to do something about the law, because I don't think what happened should have been legal.
McKee has fought back against Neronha, who has been the governor's critic on social media in recent years. McKee argues the AG should have recused himself from investigating the case because he supported and talks with McKee rival Helena Folks with the goal of unseating the governor.
Is really just a distraction from the facts in the report.
Marion doesn't think Neronha has a legal conflict.
Even if he were, just take as a hypothetical, like what can be done, right? He is the duly elected Attorney General of the state. His job is to be the chief prosecutor. I also think the Attorney General does himself zero favors with his Twitter account, right? He name calling. That's just not becoming of the office.
Meanwhile, McKee acknowledged he got legal help in the ILO investigation from former House Speaker William Murphy, now a powerful state house lobbyist. Among his clients, Citizens Bank, which won a favorable tax law change from the state earlier this year.
Poor judgment on the governor's part. You know, he should have found a legal counsel who doesn't have business before him. The appearance of that is terrible.
And Marion says Common Cause is reviewing the ILO investigation report to see if it should file an ethics complaint. I'm Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.